Hello, everyone. Welcome to There Be Toys. Now, we've got some news coming out. You've probably heard about it. You've probably theorized about it yourself. But it appears that Taylor Swift has met with Marvel President Kevin Feige about her role in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, what does this mean? We don't know exactly yet. This is where all the speculation comes in. This kind of happened before the Super Bowl because Taylor is dating Travis Kelce of the Kansas City Chiefs. At the time, Taylor was pictured with Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman, and the director of Deadpool and Wolverine, Sean Levy. So people were starting to speculate from way back then, would she have a cameo in the movie? From there, I don't know how this rumor began, but from there, people were starting to think maybe she would play the character of Dazzler. Don't know where that started, but a brilliant idea. Now, Dazzler is a mutant who uses sound waves and sound vibrations to create light beams and laser beams and things like that. She's only really been depicted, I think, once. And her comic began in like 1980, from quite a ways back. She had a bit of a 70s look to her, though, because it was still kind of 70s. The vibe in the early 80s was still a little bit 70s. She's got like the feathered Farrah Fawcett hair, and she has like sort of a jumpsuit, white jumpsuit. But someone put it together. I don't know why. Someone just thought, hey, she should play Dazzler. And from there, the rumors have just been crazy. Also, the conspiracy theories have been crazy, too, because just with Taylor and Travis being together and this whole thing, people were thinking that this has all been a huge setup to promote Deadpool and Wolverine. And just it's a shot in the arm that Disney needs. Let's not make any mistake about it. Disney needs this shot in the arm. They desperately need something like this. They need an absolute hit on their hands. They haven't been doing well. They've been struggling. It's been pretty crazy. So something like this has brought a lot of attention to this movie. It's not even out yet. It's coming out soon, though, and has got a lot of interest swirling around it. The movie is going to be out in 2 months. So there's not much time. So if Taylor did meet just starting now, maybe they can squeak out a little cameo that's like at the end, like an end credits thing that might get people excited still. But I don't know that there's much of a role that she would have in the movie if nothing has been done yet. It could have been done. It could have been done in secret. We have no idea. I do find it a little strange that here it is 2 months to go, right? Like we're getting to go time where this movie is going to be coming out, and this news breaks now. So I don't know if it just did really happen now, if the news is just breaking now, but come on, the timing is very, very interesting. So perhaps Taylor did do a small cameo as Dazzler, and they loved it, and it worked, and so they decided to meet a later time. Now, I'm not the biggest in the know of Marvel or Taylor Swift, so I'm not the best source of news. You can go, there's a whole bunch of other places who are reporting on this who know a lot more about this than I do. I just don't know it as well. The only real connection I first had to Marvel was way back in the early 90s, if you're my same age. There were those Marvel cars, and I loved them. I absolutely loved them. That got me into it a little bit more. I had almost all of them. The holograms, remember, that was like a big deal. But it was the artwork. I had some comic books that I didn't even read them. It was the artwork to me that was always so cool. I would just look at the artwork. I just loved the way that the characters were drawn, just to see, all the different panels and everything. It was always just so cool for me to see. So I saw X-Men when the first movie came out way back then, and then Star Wars came out after that, and I was distracted. That was that was enough. I'm way more into Star Wars. So I haven't really kept up with Marvel. I did see the Deadpool movies. I've seen, it was Doctor Strange. I saw WandaVision. So there's some things that I've seen that I've like kept on, but not very much. As for Taylor, I don't really know much about her. I know Bad Blood. I like that song, but that's about it. I just really don't know anything else. I don't know the connections. Everybody else was making all these connections on the internet because they knew who she was friends with and who was friends with who was sitting next to who the director was, and all that kind of thing. So everyone's been piecing this together. It's just been huge news. Now I know that there have been some people, some channels who are saying they feel certain times when a celebrity plays an actual character, it's kind of a detriment, not a positive thing, because you see the celebrity. You don't see them as the character. But I think in this case, if Taylor Swift does play Dazzler, it actually works to an advantage because we don't really have many depictions of her, right? It's not like a Batman or a Wonder Woman or something like where you could get taken out of it if it's a certain celebrity or maybe a certain celebrity who hasn't really done that kind of work before. You'll see the celebrity, you won't see the character, which is not what you want. But I think in this case, I think it works because Dazzler is that pop star vibe, right? She has that look and she uses sound and all that kind of stuff. It really has the potential to work in her favor and be a really big deal. I mean, now you got to think about this. If she really does play a character and doesn't just make a cameo of herself, I mean, there'll be Dazzler, Taylor Swift action figures, dolls, like all that kind of, well, there should be, let's put it that way. When I think of marketing, because I'm like trying to get more into marketing, it all fascinates me. That's the kind of stuff I would be like looking into. The whole thing that fascinates me too, just from the beginning, is just the way this is all played out. Now, some people believe the conspiracies, that this was all just sort of put together just to sell the movie, and they're not even really dating and all this kind of thing. But even if it was, first of all, that's marketing genius right there. That's like evil genius marketing. That is just like crazy. But if it wasn't, somebody put the pieces together and was like, wow, you know, Taylor Swift, she could possibly play Dazzler. There's this character that like is a little more obscure, but she could totally do it. Wouldn't that be amazing? Like, I want to know who that person was. I want to know, like, how did they come up with the idea? What made them, like, you know, flip the light switch on and go, oh yeah, Taylor Swift, Dazzler. Like, that stuff to me is so interesting. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out from here forward. Again, the news of this dropping very soon, close to the release of this major move. I mean, make no mistake, right? This is a major movie. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is a major deal, and a major deal for Disney. The fact that this news is happening now, coming out right now, I mean, come on. That's like, again, that's part of marketing. It has to be. It can't just be total coincidence that would let that leak a little bit out. Like, you would think that would be closed door meeting. Nobody would even know about it. So they're teasing. I mean, they have to be teasing a little bit with this stuff. I think in all, this is going to be a big deal, a positive thing for Disney. Again, they need something solid like this. They need a surefire hit, because you will now have all the Taylor Swift fans who are coming off this high of this tour that she's doing, right? Who are definitely going to go see it. Even if she has a tiny little cameo at the end, they're going to go see that. Now, you can do a cameo that's just her, right? It's just Taylor Swift. She walks on, it's a little funny thing, and then that's it. But there's no longevity to that. You'll hit the fans and all the people once. But if you make her an actual character, you can stretch that out. Like, she's going to definitely be off a big high after this tour. And so they may be in talks to just do a little something, you know, maybe a little bit of a movie or a show that she's in, some scenes or something like that. And it's going to be a big deal. So you're going to get all the Taylor Swift fans. You're going to get all the Marvel fans, because it's beyond Taylor Swift. Before even she was thought about for this movie, people were looking forward to this movie. So it's already a big deal. So it becomes this huge mega hit, this thing that, like, is, again, to me, is like this marketing genius. Like, it's amazing, like, what they're doing with this. I would just love to know, like, who's responsible, who's to blame, who's behind the scenes going, oh yes, it's Taylor Swift. It's all going to work. It's all going to my plan right now. So I think this is going to be a big deal. It's a big deal now, and people don't even know. People don't even know what's happening, and it's a huge deal. I think there's a lot to look forward to. I'm more in favor of Taylor Swift playing Dazzler, not just the cameo. I think it's way more exciting. I mean, I'm excited about it because I know a little bit about the character, and she looked cool. She had that whole aesthetic that I really liked, that would just look cool, this whole pop star vibe, right? And I think that would be cool to be able to add her as this character. You add someone so popular right now, so famous, in a role that fits. It's a role that fits. It's not like she's playing She-Hulk or something like that. This would be a role that really fits for her and would be such a boost in the arm for Disney that they need right now. So I guess we'll see. What are your thoughts? Well, have you been following this? You probably know more about this than I do. Give me a timeline. What's going down? What are the theories right now? Because people are really on top of this, and I know I don't know as much about it, but I'm just so intrigued to see all this play. I'm more intrigued to see it play out than I am to see the movie. I like to see all of this, marketing gimmick at work. It's just crazy. It's a circus, and I'm here for it. It's terrible, but that's what I'm here. That's what I'm excited about. The media circus, the hype, the whole thing around it. So anyway, let me know what you think. Do you want to see her as just a cameo as herself? Maybe it'll be a Gem in the Holograms thing. She's Taylor Swift by day and Dazzler by night. I mean, it totally could be, right? They could do that. I don't know if anybody's a hard purist of the character. I'm sure there are. I'm not taking that away from anybody, because I'm sure that there are. But this could really bring that character to the forefront. And I'm so curious to see where it's going to go from here. So let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.